There's a quote that always stops me in my tracks. Marianne Williamson once wrote, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure." And every time I read it, I feel that quiet ache inside, the one that knows she's right. Because most of us aren't afraid of being small. We're afraid of what might happen if we finally allowed ourselves to be big. Think about it. How many times have you held yourself back? Not because you weren't capable, but because you were afraid of what your brilliance might cost you. You dim your light to make others comfortable. You downplay your gifts so you won't seem too much. You stay silent when your voice could have shifted the room. And the wild thing is, that shrinking becomes so normal, you start to mistake it for humility. But it isn't humility. It's actually fear. Because when we start to sense our own greatness, we also sense the weight that comes with it. Responsibility, vulnerability, visibility, and that's terrifying. Williamson goes on to say, "It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us." We think we fear failure, but what we really fear is ownership. Owning the truth of who we are, our talent, our purpose, our voice. Because once you acknowledge your power, you can't unknow it. You can't keep hiding behind excuses. You can't keep saying, "I'm not ready." Owning your light means you have to use it. And that can be a terrifying thing because it changes everything. When you step into your light, you stop blending in. You stop apologizing. And the moment you do that, you start to attract attention, challenge, and judgment. People see you differently, and sometimes they project their fears onto you. But that's not your burden to carry. It's their mirror being held up by your courage. So why do we fear our power so much? Because being powerful means you no longer get to hide in the comfort of limitation. It means admitting that you are responsible for your own life, your choices, your energy, and your growth. Power calls you to accountability. It asks you to lead yourself, even when no one's watching, even when no one claps. And there's something sacred about that, because stepping into your power doesn't mean being loud or bossy or self-centered. It means being so grounded in your light that you no longer need to prove it. It means saying, "I know who I am, and I'm done pretending I don't." Think about a candle. When it's lit, it doesn't apologize for shining. It doesn't say, "I'm sorry if my flame offends your darkness." It just burns quietly, steadily, with purpose. And the funny thing is, the more candles it lights, the brighter the room becomes. That's how your light works too. It's not meant to compete. It's meant to ignite. And when you allow yourself to shine, you unconsciously invite others to do the same. Not through words, but through energy. Everything is energy, guys. Remember that. You become living proof that it's safe to be seen. And that's what Marianne Williamson meant when she said, "As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same." Your light is not selfish. It's sacred. It's not arrogance to know your worth. It's alignment. When you honor your gifts, you align with your purpose. You step into the exact role the universe designed for you, because you were never meant to be a dim version of yourself. You were meant to be a reminder that courage looks like authenticity and that grace looks like standing tall in your truth. So the next time you feel yourself shrinking, when you catch that instinct to apologize for your existence, to water yourself down, to blend into the background, pause. Ask yourself, who am I dimming for? Because every time you deny your power, you delay your purpose. And maybe, just maybe, you're not afraid of failure at all. Maybe you're afraid of what will happen when you finally stop playing small. You're afraid of the relationships that might fall away, of the comfort zones that will crumble, of the version of you that won't survive your expansion. But here's the truth. Everything that's real, the people, the opportunities, the peace, will rise to meet the version of you who stops hiding. And everything that was built on your smallness was never meant to stay. So let your fear speak, but don't let it decide. Let your light rise. Let your power move. Let your voice be heard. Because your deepest fear was never about being inadequate. It was about being limitless. And when that fear shows up, that trembling, beautiful fear, it's not warning you to turn back. It's whispering, this is it. This is who you were meant to be. So step forward fully, bravely, brightly, because the world doesn't need your perfection. It needs your power.